It is May 25th, 2023, and we are starting the Sykesville Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. First thing is the approval of the minutes from the April 27th meeting. So I motion to approve the April 27th meeting minutes.
I second.
I abstain.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I was not here.
Eric, you
Oh, that's
seconded?
true, we don't have
I second. Oh, we don't have to vote for it?
Oh, because,
Because you both have to
Because
abstain.
I wasn't here and
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. All right, and then moving on to business. So for summer events, the first one, it's coming up fast, is the, our first Sykesville Cinema movie, which is Space Jam on June 10th. So I took the meeting minutes and just kind of copied and pasted them into my list so we can just run through this and make sure that got everything covered. So I posted the events. I'll need to do follow-up advertisement. I did see the advertisements that you sent. I do really like them.
Okay. So we still have to do it for September, October, but.
Yes, and the
Yes.
times were slightly off by like 5 minutes from what
Oh, were they?
I did.
Okay. We can adjust that.
Okay, that'd be great, thank you. And I got the food permit, so we're good there, and I purchased the DVDs. So I did get a request for Space Jam to use the closed captioning, so I'm gonna test it out, but I said that would be fine, so let's, we'll do that. And then children's activities. Am I going well?
We're doing them. I don't know what they are. There will be some, including
Okay.
face painting.
Okay, awesome. And then Stack Shack supplies, maybe that's on, I know Chris will.
Yeah, so when I talked to Chris today, she was actually gonna get the key. She's gonna, maybe I'll give it to you, Nick, do you see her sometimes? She was gonna clean the snack shack and get, supplies.
Okay.
So it's on her radar to do that.
I can run the keys to her house. That's fine.
Okay.
And then the Facebook boost. Are we,
Yep, we can, I normally do it like a week out.
okay,
How much exact, I was trying to remember, is it $100 for each movie?
I think so, yeah.
Was it 100 or 150?
I don't think it was 150.
Okay, we'll just we'll go
I think it was
for
100.
and then for movie setup, so I know it's gonna be thin. Are you gonna be there, Brian?
What's the date again?
June 10th. I will be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I can't be there.
Okay, and Billy said he can't be there.
Well,
I think Chris can't be there.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
I
have
work
I
from
think you said you were.
8 a.m.
Don't say
to
you was
5
not.
p.m., so I will be there.
okay, it will be fun.
Yes.
I can put out signs on Thursday.
Oh, that's
Thursday
great, thank
evening.
you.
Yep.
I'll put up signs.
Help a little bit where I can.
Right, that's Saturday, June 10th.
As long as somebody can pick up the signs on Sunday.
I'm off. Actually, they haven't scheduled me past then, so I can probably pick them up on Sunday.
The only
Well, I
thing-
can
the
pick
only
them
thing-
up on Sunday.
yeah, well,
because
the-
there's not like a set time where I gotta pick them up.
The only thing with that is I don't want us to like miscommunicate and you not pick up a sign where I put one down. So
Oh yeah, I need a
do
copy
you,
of the
are you
map.
feel comfortable using Google Maps on your phone? I could make like a map as I'm dropping the
I
sign.
thought we had a map with the locations on it that somebody made last year.
Billy,
did, I
Billy
have
made it easy.
So if somebody gives me a copy of that, I can just
Just as long
go
as
to
I'm
those
following
places.
the map too.
Okay.
I can email it out. I think I
I
have
have-
an electronic copy that Billy had sent out.
Okay. That'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and then for movie sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
So last I heard, we have 3 gold memberships. Have we gotten?
I have a new request for a sponsorship.
Okay.
The Locomotive, they want to be a gold sponsorship. And they also asked if they could include not a PowerPoint slide, but a 1-minute video. And they sent the video. It's like a little commercial. It's an MP4. That's easy to stick into a slideshow, right?
I think they said they use Windows.
That
Movie Maker,
would-
so.
That would encompass their entire advertising for the whole movie slide, because typically we do 15 seconds per slide, and each sponsor gets
Oh, I see.
several slides
Like loops 4
per.
times.
Yeah,
That's what they prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
but if they want a 1 minute,
Can we stick it at the
Snippet
end, like when the
in
most
there.
people will be there?
Is there like a bylaw that states that they're limited to 15 seconds?
that's like arbitrarily what we decided a while ago. But
Right.
to be fair to all of the sponsors, they can't have a 1 minute video in there. It's 15 minutes for the whole thing. So, or we try to keep it to 15 minutes. So if they want a 1 minute ad in there, then we can put it closer to the end.
Right.
But that'll be the only advertising
Okay,
that they get for the whole
I see what you're saying.
ads.
Okay.
Do you know if it has audio?
I think-
Like,
I assume
right
it
from
has
our
audio.
would it just
Yeah,
kinda-
that might be one thing that complicates it a
I
little
can
bit.
get it to play
Yeah.
on my phone, but it doesn't look very good. And the sound. There's no sound when I play it on my phone.
Can you forward it to me, and
Yeah.
then I'll mess around with it, and
I'm
then
looking.
when we have time we can get together and I can show you kind of how I have been doing it for the last several years.
Shouldn't be hard audio wise to fade music out, fade that in.
I think it's a cool idea.
Mm.
I do too.
I mean, I think it's better than just background music and fading in different slides of stuff. I think it will catch people's attention a little bit more.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I approve. Okay,
Okay, so
I got
then,
it.
What about-
anything else on movie?
So the other sponsors, I know French Twist said they use the same marketing from last season too. So, in terms of using the same marketing presentations from last year, do we have anybody else that wants to reuse them, or did anybody voice?
I think,
Pretty much everybody uses the same
Same
ones.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think,
Old Town Motors.
Old Town Motors, I was
uses
trying to think,
it,
they say use the same one, I think.
French Twist, EW Bex. Do we have
And then Premier Connect sent theirs and I forwarded that out
Patapsco?
a while ago.
Yeah,
You guys
saw
get
that.
that? Okay.
What? Do we have Patapsco? Have they?
Tapsco Distilling Company.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever went to them this year.
I went to them like months ago, and they said they would be more than happy to write a check.
If you wanna take a
Um,
sponsorship form down to them and just tell
Yeah, I
them we're
could do
parking
that.
these in June.
Yeah,
I realize we also, I don't think anybody went to UW Bex either and they do it.
They have new owners, so,
Huh?
they have new owners,
Oh,
so,
that's true.
so you
Wasn't
should
there-
go talk to them.
Wasn't there that local business meeting at Beck's?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
Lisa was
yeah.
talking about. Yeah,
Did they not?
I don't know what happened after that, or what became of that. So.
So do we have enough sponsors right now?
We need 3 more
Okay.
to break even.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, 2 more if we have locomotive,
Mm-hmm.
so 2 more.
So Patapsco could be one. Hopefully.
And Bex,
And Bex.
hopefully, and potentially the people that took over. What's the restaurant by the railroad?
Sykesville Station.
Yeah.
I don't remember if somebody took a form to them.
You got the cafe across the street too, he might be interested too.
Yeah, he's a new
Bistro?
business.
Oh yeah, I took one to him.
They
You
did. He did the lower level one when they first opened.
Last
the
year.
first year they were open. Was that last year?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I went into the gangster dogs side
Yeah.
and gave it to him. So
Okay.
I don't,
It's the same.
You could do one or the other, or
Right.
kind of combine the advertisements. So.
Something else about the ads, since Shrimptown is partnering with us for the skateboard event, should we have some advertising for them
Be
in there?
nice.
Just like for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I think that'd be
So
nice.
we'll try and, can you see if they have a slide or something, or some form of advertising? Because just like we're partner with Eric's Church, anybody that's helping us out should get some advertising. We should probably also include some slides for the museum.
So do you have a list of sponsors and other organizations that we want to advertise? Or Janet, do you have the list of sponsors? Like, I know you send them out in emails, but like, do we have like an actual list of them that can show who the sponsors for this year, who signed on?
I mean, the three,
Okay.
I mean, I have my notes.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, so then we need Shrimp Town.
Do you know if your slides are okay? Did you want to update them?
Yeah, they're fun.
Just 3 sponsors.
What they look like, but-
Okay.
3 gold sponsors.
I thought we had 1 low-level sponsor and 3 gold.
Oh, you mean the ones from last year?
No, I thought for this year,
For
I
this
thought we
season.
had
No, this year we only had the 3 gold. That's all we
Impact
got.
Church
And
what
and
is
then
the name of
Locomotive
the
isn't
Gatehouse Museum.
coming.
Gatehouse Museum.
So we,
3 going on 4.
yeah,
Okay.
and we need 6 to break even.
Alright, so Bex Patapsco.
Okay, so we got some action items
Sykes. You know what, to be fair, I'll just take a stack of forms and go around to all the local businesses. So we're not just singling out places that we like.
Yep,
Then
whoever
And
wants
if
some of
we
us
end up
already-
with 10 sponsors, then we'll start the movies, or the ads 15 minutes early. Cut down on the don't litter, because that never helps. People still throw their trash on the ground or throw it in the recycling.
Alright, so moving on to concerts in the park. So Nick, so far, is Here Till Sunday the only confirmed band?
Oh, hold on. Chris said she dropped off a sponsorship to Sykesville Station.
Okay, yeah, I thought that
I guess
was
she's
familiar.
watching. I don't know if they said yes or not.
Okay.
Also, we'll have 2 volunteers for the movie in the snack shack.
Okay, great.
Before we move on to concerts, should we talk about the ice cream?
No.
Okay.
Do I need to talk about hot dogs?
What about hot dogs?
Chris said she would like to provide gluten-free hot dogs. Hebrew National.
Oh. Is it the hot dog or just the buns?
Well, then she said we would also need gluten-free buns. Which I don't know if do they make gluten-free buns? 'Cause
They make gluten-free bread, and
They do.
apparently
it's
it's
delicious.
not
Okay.
great.
I think it's
from
pretty
what I've
expensive
heard.
too.
That's
Yeah.
possible too. Well, she said she made mention of budget things. Jana asked the town treasurer Craig for what we spend on the snack shack food supplies and what we bring in, hoping we have it covered, or I don't know. I don't think I was there for that conversation.
So the budget I gave you, it shows the revenue at the top.
Yeah.
So the first column is what was brought in. The second column is what, the amount of budget money we provided. And if you see at the bottom, we went over budget in the first column. So, but we were over budget by $41 in revenue. So, but we were over 62. So you're breaking even barely. I mean, not quite breaking even, but not by much. So if she's looking at some more different things that may cost more money, we'll have to look at the budget. And you may have to look at raising your prices a little bit.
Right.
So,
But I think.
but I think what we can do is we could talk to her through this month. And like when she buys supplies for June, she should probably stick with kind of what you've always bought, and maybe pick up some ice cream from Martin's. And then at the July movie, she can bring us the prices for the things she's thinking about and the different ice cream prices she's thinking about, and then make a decision in July about your prices. Because it's hard to do that when we don't have what she wants to spend in front of us as far as what to make your prices. So maybe we'll talk offline throughout this month and kind of get some prep work done so that when we come in July, we can really look at the dollars and make a decision about your prices.
Yep.
So,
Well, I also think we could get some low-cost, high-margin items like Freezy Pops that are like $5 a box, and if you
Right.
if you charge 50 cents per popsicle, that'd be a good profit margin
Yeah.
for us to.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
We want to try to sell the water bottles too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we got to figure out how we're gonna start moving water bottles, but we can
So-
figure that offline.
For June, we're just gonna stay everything the same.
I think so.
Yeah, and then it's that way Chris can actually be here too.
And like I said,
Oh,
between
wow.
now and then, we'll ask her to bring us the prices of the different things she's
Yeah.
wanting
That's
to
good.
add, and then you guys can talk about what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
And the main goal is to break even, not necessarily make money, but
Yeah.
we don't want to be in the red, so.
Yep.
Well, anything that we make goes right back into SPARC. It's not like we're taking cuts.
Okay, so concerts in the park.
I got one more band for September 23rd. So I'm up to 2, and I still need a third.
What date was here till Sunday?
New one is September 23rd, and here till Sunday is September 30th.
Okay, so we need a band for the August 26th.
Yes.
What's the new band?
Liberty Road, they played with
Oh,
us
Liberty
before.
Road. You've had them before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. And then skateboard contest. So I guess it's not a summer event, but we're going to be planning it through the summer. It's October 7th. So I invited Jason to the meeting today, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. But he will be at the June meeting. And in the meantime, he said that he's going to get a flyer together and some other ideas and then send them to us via email. And I was also wondering if we can have the June meeting at South Branch so that we can walk over and
That'd be cool.
kind of look at the skate park and plan things.
You can't video though.
We had a meeting in a park once.
I
Didn't
know,
we
but
just
it was
record
before
it?
that was before we live streamed.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I can talk to Joe and see what he
Can't-
thinks.
Can't phones live stream?
Or we could do the meeting and then just go over,
That's true.
Yeah.
just plan for it.
That might be better.
yeah.
Okay.
The sunset's pretty late in the summer, so.
Yes. All right. And then, there's not much time between our June meeting and the Let Freedom Ring parade. So I wanted to talk at least a little bit about it, at least start the discussion today, and then we can kind of probably work a lot offline. Is the float okay? Like, do you remember if there was any?
The float.
You don't have
was
time to do big
fine,
things. Keep
but
that in mind.
I do. Well, after next week, I might not, but it might be worthwhile for me to get the keys and just go over and check it out and make sure it's okay. If anything, it probably needs to be wiped down because I'm sure it gets dusty in there. Other than that, I think it should be fine.
Okay.
I'd still like to refloat the idea of getting a dedicated trailer for it so they don't have to keep loading it and unloading it every year. But
I mean, we're
That's-
only doing it once a year, so.
yeah.
How do we wipe it down? What do you think? A pressure washer?
No, I'm thinking like a bucket of water and a
Saturday
sponge.
before.
Like a
Fourth is
car wash
Tuesday.
sponge and just wipe down the
Is
exterior.
it the first?
that's probably what.
And then touch up the paint
July
a little
1st.
bit. I mean, it
Saturday,
gets
Sunday,
racked
Monday,
really
Tuesday, yeah,
bad. I
July
might throw in some more like structural support for it because the main structure of it was the trailer, and then once we unbolted it from the trailer, it kind of got
Oh,
less structurally sound.
yeah.
So I might throw in some brackets or something just to shored up a little bit. And then the other thing is hay bales. We gotta let Public Works know to get us some hay bales to put on it. And I would prefer it not be on the trailer that we had last year, where it had that giant ramp on the back that we couldn't take off or do anything with because it was a very complicated, like spring assisted up and down thing. The first year it was just a pin that you could pull out and take the ramps off. But I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, and do we have somebody who's gonna be Sparky? Okay, thanks, Nick.
Happy this part.
It's a coworker that's going to be Sparky. And then I'm thinking maybe we should try to coordinate with anybody else, any other groups to ride the float.
We need kids.
Yeah, so we don't have to decide anything today, but just keep that in mind, and we
We
can
need to
coordinate that.
not be
over-
going around just asking for kids on the day of the parade like we've been doing. It just seems a little creepy.
Okay, so that is all the events. So then the next thing and the last thing is the banner and sign design / purchase updates. So do you want to talk about that, Eric?
I mean, purchase. I don't know where we're buying it from up January's, but this is what Lauren made these 3, and we can edit any of these any way we need to if we want to mix anything up. And then I don't know if there was something we want to do, but when she tried to put our old logo in, you couldn't read it. Just like the Sykesville Parks and Rec Commission stuff it just makes it very hard to read. So she didn't know if anyone would be interested, but she made some other logo ideas. If we want to do that would work a lot easier if we wanted to also go that route too. So Jana printed out all the stuff that she made. So we probably should at least figure out what sign we want to go with. Even if we want to edit it a little bit, it won't take long to do it. It's because we need to order that ASAP.
Does anybody have any strong preferences?
And Billy said, let me pull up his email, that just whatever banner we use, he suggested that it be high contrast and large enough type that we
These are
can
all
easily read
great
it.
contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris.
My only thought is that
And he said to make sure it
Maybe
says
not
SPARC
have
on
the
there
dates.
and Sykesville Cinema.
maybe not have the dates like June through October because we
That
had
defeats the
changed
purpose.
it.
Why have the sign if we don't have any dates though? That's kind of the point of it, right?
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the second. It's always the second Saturday, June through October.
Yeah, this one doesn't change like the concerts do.
Yeah, that's why we're not doing the
Yeah,
concert one.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. The other thing, QR codes. Does anybody use QR codes anymore?
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, people do, but they're also driving, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's one that I like the most, and then there's another one that I think would be better for our purpose. So the one I like the most is the second one,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that the top one would be more fun and catchier for children.
The greenwood would stand out against the backdrop of the trees. The green sign. I mean, we had a green sign before, right? So
The problem with the green sign before was we had green with like yellow.
It was,
right?
it
Green
was
and
white
white.
with like a light
Yeah.
green.
Okay.
This is
Color.
white on black, basically, with some green.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not black, but
I think the red one would stand out the most.
Popcorn.
And it has the least amount of information on it. I don't know if that's better or worse.
I think that's better.
The only-
Honestly.
it's all.
Because if
In
people are
Billy's
driving
email,
by-
the only thing that you would need to add is he wants it to say Sykesville Cinema
Let's go.
on the sign.
Oh. Oh. I do like the second one though. Personally.
the second one, I'm wondering if like this second Saturday is on the right, if you're gonna be able to read that.
Right.
I think the text would be too small, probably.
I would,
Just put the
on
barcode.
the second one, get rid of
The-
brought to you by the Sykesville Parks and Rec Committee. And then the link to the Facebook, it's just a ridiculously large amount of information for anybody driving by to
Yeah,
remember that.
which is why I think she put the QR code instead.
Yeah.
I assume this QR code works.
I mean, it's right at that intersection, so people are stopped at that stop sign, they can.
It takes you
bring up
to
their phone,
Eagleton Parks and
So if they're by the park,
too. Yeah.
there'll be people
But-
walking.
If you eliminated the brought to you by the Sykesville Parks and Rec Committee, and the fine details on
Yeah,
Facebook, you could enlarge the text second Saturdays, June through October at Millard Cooper Park on the side, and that'd be easier to read
Okay.
on
But-
the second one.
It would,
So you
yeah,
can update any of them.
yeah.
It's just we need to pick which one, which base.
Yeah.
So do we wanna vote?
Chris said she agrees with all of Billy's ideas. And like big words and not a lot of words.
I like the top one, cause it's big and.
Can we make the top one the color of the bottom one?
Do whatever you guys want.
I just like the red. I think the red will stand out a lot.
Okay, so Nick likes the red. For this one, I like the border
Yeah.
and the stars.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the top one the most. I don't know if I love it if we put a red background. Maybe when I see it, I might, but
Well, you've already said you can't make this.
I know I'm trying. They're all great to me. No, but that one I think kind of fits the best. We should be able to read everything enough. I would maybe do a different SPARC logo, the one that like you can see a little better.
Yeah, one of the black ones.
Yeah, but I like having especially if we go with one of these logos, I like having that there too. That's where I'm at.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like the bottom one. I don't like the
You
popcorn.
don't like the popcorn?
No. 'Cause it just reminds me of all the trouble we have with the popcorn machine.
But we sell popcorn.
I think the bottom one is my least favorite. Not to hurt your feelings, Nick, but
Yeah, I agree.
Just like
All right.
we appreciate your opinion, Nick.
Maybe with,
All right, so the bottom one's out.
maybe with the top one, you can say, instead of free outdoor movie nights, you can say Sykesville Cinema free movie
Yeah,
nights.
that's what I was gonna suggest.
Because Billy
Yeah.
wants to brand the Sykesville Cinema thing, so.
Right.
And everything else is on there that we need, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, but it has to change from committee to,
Commission,
Commission.
yeah.
and then the top. Say what again?
Sykesville Cinema.
Sykesville Cinema free movie nights or Sykesville Cinema
Presents free movie nights.
Yeah, we just gotta
maybe, or
limit the.
Sykesville Cinema movie nights. Just to keep the word count
I
down.
don't need the presents because underneath
Gotta say
is
free.
brought to you by.
Yeah, Sykesville Cinema free movie
Mhm.
nights.
Okay.
Remove the stars. I don't know. Get it to fit
And
somehow.
Alex wants the stars.
Like
Keep the stars.
Put one star on there somewhere.
It's not Alex's commission. Somebody else likes the stars.
Do we need to say brought to you by Sykesville Parks and Recreation Commission if we have our logo
SPARC
on it
logo.
too?
That's true. Yeah.
Is that redundant?
I honestly think we could just get rid of the brought to you by.
Yeah, you're right. If we have the logo,
Yeah.
And that gives us a little more space, less words, easier for people to read going by.
And they can see the.
They don't
SPARC
have to
logo.
read as much when they're holding their phone out the window to try and scan the QR code. That's what
they're gonna do. It's better than trying to type facebook.com/Sykesville, the longest thing possible. So are we all good with getting rid of that brought to you by part?
Yeah.
Okay, and then just, that could be a little bigger there, and then, the logo is I think it should be a black one, that's a black one, if we keep the logo there, but that's if we want to do a different logo than what we normally do. Which I would personally like
That's
to.
a good question. So what do we think about the new logos?
Are these all the new logos or are we voting on one of them?
She just made a bunch of them.
Yeah, for us to choose from.
So I think that we should, just for consistency,
can't
we should
remember
pick
the
like if we go with this one, then we could have like that in a few different colors depending on the advertisement background that we're working with.
Yeah, these
Or
are,
like these two, or like. we can
these
have-
two were my favorite because you can just use a black and white one or a green one.
Mm-hmm.
You can interchange it pretty easily. I mean, you can do that with any of them, but these are probably the ones I would pick anyways, personally.
This one.
I don't know if you, do you need the zip code on there?
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm against having a zip code on there, it just seems weird. I like the one that also has an acorn. So what if we replace the zip code with an acorn?
Or do we have an unofficial year that SPARC first started doing these events?
That would be cool, if we had like a founded year.
If we know, if somebody knows.
Or- 1904.
Or when Sykesville was founded, yeah.
Or
And we'll just pretend
As
we've
long
been
as
doing
SPARC's been
movies in the
around, I guess.
park since 1904.
Yeah, that's
what I'm
what I'm
saying. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know when the commission started.
yeah.
Well, technically, the commission started
What, 2
2
years
years ago, whatever it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, that's when the commission started.
Well, it does say committee,
Well-
so.
Billy
Yeah, we'll
would
change.
know when the movies started, but this is for all of SPARC, not just the movies.
Right.
Um,
So if we don't want the 2174, I don't know if this logo, unless there's something else to put there, like an acorn wouldn't work there. It kind
Not
of,
on the end.
yeah, no, it has to be like a text or a number. So like if we don't want that and we can't have anything else, then we should not use those logos and go with something else. Which I'm good with anything.
Or we can just eliminate the banner on both sides and have the little squirrel in the middle, Sykesville Parks and Recreation Commission, just be a circular stamp without the little wings.
Yeah, we could.
She gave us too many choices.
Welcome to my life. Sure.
What do you guys think?
I like the green with the ribbons, actually, but
I do.
if we can figure out what they put in place of the zip code, that might be the,
What if our logo was the acorn instead of the squirrel?
right, yeah,
Like a big acorn.
we could do that too.
Do you have acorn trees?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen a single acorn.
Yeah, but they're fairly native to this.
But also, our mascot is a squirrel.
Yes, but that is a very realistic squirrel.
Maybe we replace the squirrel with a picture of Sparky. Or a picture of Nick standing next to
Well, this squirrel in this one's a little more cartoonish.
Yeah, I like that squirrel. I like the cartoonier squirrel on the last one.
What if we replace that squirrel with that squirrel?
Okay.
Face on it. Not really.
I
But,
worried that the outline for this squirrel is
Put a little
just
top
too
hat
light.
on.
well, I think we could,
But what if it didn't have anything? I mean, this one's not.
That's true, it doesn't have to.
This one, it just says SPARC in the middle.
It does.
I think it has, it just, you just can't tell.
Print.
Is there a squirrel on there?
Yeah, it's just from the
Oh, I
copy.
see. But what if you didn't have anything?
I think that would look fine.
Just said Sykesville
Yeah.
Parks and Recs Commission and then SPARC in the middle.
Might look a little blunt, a little looks generic.
A little generic.
Yeah, too generic.
Clean, but generic.
We're just going through each one. Until we get, we're out of logos.
Alright, so what's the problem with the old logo?
It's a triangle and not a circle.
Well, it's just hard to, it's really, I mean, we can put the old logo too, but it's really hard to read the Sykesville. Like it's so small and inside the triangle edges.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had that issue with all of, when it's on the
Yeah.
advertisement, it's hard to read. And we don't really have, I don't know who has the files to really manipulate it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I think Billy sent me something for, but it wasn't like the original, I don't, maybe it was, but I don't think it was like the original PNGs that we needed. Like I had to like kind of get rid of the background stuff, it made it kind of a pain.
And I kinda also like this one.
Okay, what do we know that we don't like? Process of
Alright,
elimination.
yeah, let's just start. Alright, so first page, the black, this one.
I like that one, but I
Does the old
want the
logo have
cartoon
a tree
squirrel.
on it?
That's
Would be like a tree with the acorn at the bottom, maybe, in place of the squirrel. Back from the tree, that squirrel, little tree.
Yeah, I wouldn't wanna vote, if it's like too different than this, I wouldn't wanna vote on it now. Does
Okay.
that make sense? Which we don't have to, but then
Right.
then if we wanna put a logo here, then we can. Cause it might look, we might do it like, yeah, we don't like that, but it's too late.
Well, the thing I like about the first one is it's got very few words on it. So it
Well,
will read well.
This is what I was
on
gonna
the-
suggest. If you really wanna look at changing the logo, and it's gonna take some conversation to get it figured out, but your sign needs to get made. So what if you did this, did not have a logo on it at all, and put back at the bottom, Sykesville Parks and Rec Commission, and just don't do a logo. So you get that sign made, and then you guys can take some time
Yeah.
and really
Yeah.
think about what you wanna put on the
Yeah.
logo. I wouldn't want you to rush this, because if you're gonna change your logo, you're gonna live with it for a while.
Yeah, I want to get on everything.
But we need this sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hope was to live with this sign for a while too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
But we
think,
could-
I don't think you're gonna miss it
Yeah, yeah.
if the logo's not on there.
If there's a blank space where the logo is,
Well,
we
would
can
move the.
always.
Yeah, I just
code.
think you add back the words at the bottom and take the logo off.
Well, we could always go back and then once we come up with a new logo, get a decal to put
Yeah, I don't.
on there.
Again, I don't think even,
That's
even once
probably
people do,
overthinking.
oh, they don't have their logo on there.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah,
main
the
thing is
bottom
that you're
should have
advertising
logo.
your movie
Yeah.
and the days.
So we could always just take that logo out and move the QR code just to the middle here too,
Yeah,
so it doesn't
Yeah.
look odd.
yeah.
And then keep that in there. Okay.
I'm happy with that. All those in favor?
Of what? What we want for right now?
This is something I have to like officially.
Okay. Is everybody comfortable with using the first one, adding back in, brought to you by Sykesville Parks and Recreation Commission, getting rid of the logo and then just moving the QR code up to the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we? Yeah.
Alright. Should we get a mock-up and then email it around and then?
Yeah, we can send it
I don't
tomorrow.
think you need to vote on anything, because you voted for the money already, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
When
get a
he-
mock-up, email it around.
When
and
he
if
sends that out
everything's okay.
though, make sure you respond quickly so we can
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
it on
we
this
wanna
one.
get
Yeah.
this done.
I'll send it tomorrow. I mean, I could try to send it tonight because I have access to what she does and I know what we're trying to do.
Tomorrow's fine, it's just I don't want us to.
Who's
wait till the next
would
meeting.
and then when it's done, just send it to you to purchase it.
You can.
Yeah, so I don't know where. We don't have a.
Oh, you
Like
don't
for
have
this.
somewhere? I thought you had somewhere you were gonna do it from.
I mean, I could find one, but not. I don't personally like. We just had some for the pull-up banners that we've used in the past.
I mean, I don't know. Well, actually,
I thought you used
do
Vista
Shannonbaum,
Prime.
I guess, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
do that. Now, I'm off tomorrow, but I can do
Okay.
it Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And I talked to Derek about, the sign, you know, the wood frame sign.
Yeah.
And he said he would definitely, locate branches or trees or whatever to make it. He couldn't commit to making it. But he said he had concerns of it turning into like a cape. Like,
That's fair.
if the wind would,
That's true.
cause how, I mean, what, I don't have that picture. Oh, yes, I do. It's just two things stuck in the ground. I mean, what's really holding it, he was concerned that it's gonna get
I
blown
think
away.
Is it a windy
putting,
spot? Do we know?
if it's gonna be a really permanent thing, 2 4x4 pressure treated poles in the ground, a little bit of concrete
That's-
around them,
that's
and then
not
put the,
Billy wanted
Put
these
the-
natural looking tree things.
well, put the natural looking tree things on the front as kind of a facade, but have the structure of,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you know, actual
I mean, it's
lumber.
up to you guys, but that, he just wanted me to voice his concern on that.
Although the,
Okay.
when we had it up at the, near the.
I guess the other thing they could do
Parking
is
lot.
sometimes they put those cuts. You know, they do the cuts in the signs,
Yeah.
So the wind
so
could
they
do it.
don't
Yeah,
do that, so I can ask about that too.
Yeah.
the problem is that creates tear points and,
No, they're made to be that way.
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
In fact, I think the banners over Main Street are like that.
alright.
Okay. And town updates.
Well, I only have one, it's kind of a big deal, so the splash pad opens tomorrow. We're all ready, I think. Same hours as before, 10 to 7, closed on Tuesdays for maintenance. We'll go through Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
But tomorrow will be the big day. We did hire someone to be the splash pad maintenance person. So her name is Lauren. She will be going to the splash pad several times throughout the day, checking water, checking valves, emptying trash cans when they're overflowing. We had a problem with that because it gets inundated.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be kind of the keeper of the splash pad. Now, if there's any major problems, she'll reach out to Public Works and they'll take care of it, but she'll be the one to kind of make sure it's all running copacetic. So
That's all.
tomorrow will be the day.
So what time tonight can Spark get in to have a preview?
And the pavilions are rented every Saturday and Sunday for the month of June, most of July already,
Oh, okay.
and we're already starting in August, so.
That's cool.
And that's at the new prices, right?
So it's a happening place.
What happened to the zip line?
Oh, the zip line was fixed.
Okay.
It should be good to go. It was a cable issue, but it's back up and running. There was something put on Facebook today saying it was back up and running, so
Until some grown adult man gets on it and breaks it again.
that's all I got.
Sweet, thanks.
Did we get any Spark emails now?
Just the locomotive one,
Okay.
and hold on a second. Did somebody contact you about a Girl Scout troop interested
Who, me?
in, or the town or somebody?
Uh-huh.
I got an email a little while ago from a Brownie troop leader that would, hold on. They're very interested in possibly replacing or fixing the bridges at the park in Sykesville.
You can tell them that's already being
Okay.
worked on. We got a grant for that,
Looks
so that's a project and that's in progress. I mean, the work's not happening yet, but
Right. Okay. It
the
looks
planning
like I
is.
started a draft
Miller Cooper
response,
report?
but I never did.
So you can let them know it's the town's taking care of it in the near future.
Okay.
Is there
But-
another project
and
that we?
then, yeah, and then say if there's something else they wanna tackle, we'd be more than happy to entertain it. If they have other ideas for town improvements that
Maybe
they wanna
guys
do for a
wanna
project.
Think about that. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying if they come up with something
Well, yeah, they
else,
can-
then,
Present anything. You know, we had the one wasn't the Girl Scouts that did the bench?
well, then the Eagle Scout built the sign
Yeah.
at Miller Cooper,
Yeah,
so
stuff like that.
we're all up for it.
Okay. Anything else? All right. I motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:46.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, who wants a plant?
Why do you have a little thing?